Hello, on Beyonders, Mastermind Group, VIPs, all of the good things that we are. This March, we are discussing the idea of attitude. And I wanted to bring this up because it's really important for us to start off with an abundant vision of 2021, right? Seeing that everything that we can dream of and do is limitless. And the more we can walk away from our self-fulfilling prophecy of we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, and that measuring stick of enough, the more we can see that what is available to us truly is available to us. So as we transition from abundance into energy, knowing that whatever is available to us can come to us, how do we make room for that, right? So we transitioned into energy, which allows the idea and the visualization and the imagination to open up the story that inside of us, when we let out the energy that does not, that's PG, come on PG, that does not feel good inside of us, it leaves so much beautiful room for what's ready to enter. So now that we have this vision of abundance, and now that we have this idea of letting go of toxicity, of negativity, and letting that energy release, while good energy comes in, and or there's room for energy in there to enter when it's ready. We don't have to be replacing things very, very quickly all of the time. That's the American way. We're here to rush. We're here to do. We're here to demand and control. No. Abundance, energy, shifting. The next thing that is important for leadership and personal and professional development at work and at home and with the self is our attitudes. And when you say the word attitude, you usually think of a bad attitude or a positive attitude. Well, there's so much more in between. The idea of having an attitude is not to be so happy-go-lucky. It's also not to be the Debbie Downer or the sad face all of the time. We all have both of those two types of people in our lives. The people that are really happy on purpose. And we also have the people that are like time sucks, right? That bring us down, like, oh, negative Nancy. The people that text you all the time. Oh, this is my problem, this is my problem, this is my problem, this is my problem. Call you, this is your problem, this is your problem. This is negative, this is negative, negative. Or you might have grown up in a situation at home where your parents thought that you weren't enough, or any of the conditions that you had on your life are pressuring you, especially at this time in our lives, in our second half of lives, where it attacks our attitudes and it allows us to feel this. And the people around us with a bad attitude allow us to feel shh. So the whole idea of attitude really has a lot to do also with boundary setting. But being a coach and a consultant, I see so many different areas of the necessity for attitude adjustments to take place. One thing I want to bring up today is a reactive attitude. Being reactive. Reactive people are placing their attitudes of negativity on others. And what happens is that it's harsh, it's abrasive, and it can turn people off. And when you have a reactive attitude to things, to people, to situations, whether it's one time or many times, that impression left is rather dim. That impression left is rather sullen. And it happens. It's a part of life, right? And the whole idea of working with our attitudes as a leadership tool and as a personal and professional tool to manage our days, manage our lifestyles, manage our loving relationships, partnerships, friendships, and the work that we do with our clients is to take stock of and monitor our attitudes, how we show up. Could I have been a little less reactive? Could I have let myself open up to this person? Could I have been less judgy? Could I have been less blamey on people? And that's attitude adjustment, that shift, right? I love the phrase, everyone needs an attitude adjustment. Well, we all do. We all really do. Because life is ever flowing. And we just came out of energy. Life is ever flowing. It's energetic, and there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days. There's going to be days where people piss you off, and there's going to be days where you're like, oh my God, I love everybody. There's going to be situations that plop on your desk one day, and you're going to think, wow, okay, what do I do with this? And then there's going to be opportunities that come flying and knocking at your door, a love that comes into your life that you don't even know that is arriving. And suddenly you realize that you as a human being have a choice to fulfill your life, your purpose, with an attitude that doesn't have to be too happy-go-lucky and doesn't have to be a Debbie Downer. The idea of our mudra of the month, our Padma mudra, is the inner light within, shining our inner light within, the wisdom within. And that wisdom gives us a sense of purpose and patience and clarity, so that when we do need that shift, that attitude adjustment at the moment where our triggers release a pattern, we can say to ourselves, soften, slow down, don't react, respond, breathe. So whatever your attitude may be, whether it's for the day, the year, the month, or the hour, know that a positive attitude will really help you live the life that you have dreamt about. And what you say, how you act, what you believe will always raise questions about your attitude in life, and that's how you're perceived. Now, I'm a big fan of not worrying too much about what other people think. In fact, I think it's healthy to not worry too much about what other people think. But there is that leadership realm of wanting to show up as a good person, not so much for other people, but for yourself. So this month we are going to explore all of the areas of how our attitudes can affect us and affect others in many, many ways. And I ask you to do a little work right now and make this a quiet time for yourself, and take a sheet of paper, take a Sharpie or a pen. I have a really nice ballpoint pen, and take a piece of paper and write down the times where you feel a bad attitude coming on. That would be your trigger. So write about some of the ways in which you know that this is going to bring on a bad attitude. And with that knowledge, with that listing, you can understand that you have a choice not to let that affect you, and then also let other things and other people affect you as well. On the opposite end, take your pen or your marker and write down when you know you have a positive attitude about something or someone. What brings out that positivity inside of you that has that, wow, happy-go-lucky, joy, kick in my step kind of feeling? What are those things that make you feel like you have a positive attitude? And the reflective work that I want you to do with that is to harness the access to it a little bit more. The things that you know that make you happy, how can you magnify that? Are there ways in which you can bring those feelings on when the negative is coming on? And these are the ways in which we can find better emotional responses to our reactions and our bad attitudes. And that could be either from words or behaviors. Words meaning, being mean to someone, or actions or behaviors meaning like rolled eyes, huffing and puffing, hands folded, ignoring someone, not answering someone. All of these attitudes adjustments are ways in which we could be better people overall on this planet. And the more positive references that we can relate to can really make us better human beings. So I hope that you enjoy this activity. This month is going to be super fun because we always need an attitude adjustment. And a positive attitude makes a wonderful leader. And again, it doesn't have to be happy-go-lucky all the time. Your attitude can be more about respect than anything.